Hello everybody, it's TMOG welcome to a LEGO Lightyear set review. Taking a look at set number 76832, XL-15 Spaceship. This is a 2022 set based off of the Lightyear Disney Pixar movie that released in June of 2022. It contains 497 pieces, 3 minifigures, and released on April 25th of 2022. So here we have the main build itself, the XL-15 ship. This is definitely the main starship used in the Lightyear movie, as we can tell from the trailers from the movie. This is well brought over into LEGO, I would say. It looks beautiful for a set, with the color schemes and just overall the part usage. It's great, it's spectacular. There are a few stickers, of course, throughout this build. As you can tell, on one side there's all the stickers on this side as well as on the other side. It's the same kind of stickers, just reversed. It does have an included stand, and the stand itself does have a sticker which is kind of like an informational plaque. I like that LEGO's starting to include this more with their smaller sets. Kind of gives that more of a touch of specialty to the set. Apparently in the movie it is 48 feet and 2 inches, 24 feet and 10 inches. Acceleration is unknown. I'm pretty sure the movie gives an idea as to why that's unknown. Max speed, hyperspeed, fuel, crystallic fusion, we'll get back to that later. And the navigation is Ivan, International Voice-Activated Navigator. And the stand is detachable from the build. As you guys can see at the bottom right here, it does connect right here, so you just push down on that. It does connect on the second hole right there. So that's just using a Technic axle piece. And you could just push that to the side if you want. And we're going to have a look at the interiors and the play features. Again, I love the color scheme of this set. It's just beautiful. It works well. I do believe these pieces on the back are new for this set. It's kind of like a thruster piece, which looks great. Definitely adds to the build. However, I kind of wish there would have been a way for you to add actual fire or flame pieces to make it look like you're recreating the scenes from the Lightyear movie that we see in the trailer. But that's fine. Looks great enough as it is. On the back of the build, there is a little compartment that you just flip this down, and that is where the crystallic fusion is stored. So you just pour that out, and boom, you got yourself the crystallic fusion, which is a printed 1x1. So that looks really well put together. Unfortunately, it's not printed on all sides, which I think it should have been, honestly. It's kind of unfortunate that it isn't, because it kind of breaks the illusion a little. But that can be held in a minifigure's hands, which we'll show off when we have a look at the minifigures included in the set. But anyway, I wonder if you could fit 2 of these. It feels like you could fit 2 of the crystallic fusions inside this set as like a storage of sorts, because the Zurg set does come with a crystallic fusion, so I can only speculate that maybe you could fit that in here as well. There is also another compartment at the top here, so you just flip this up, and you have enough room to fit the blaster for Buzz Lightyear, as well as a laptop of sorts. If you just flip it upside down like so, you can see how deep the storage is in here. But anyway, the laptop itself is a kind of a unique thing. It uses the book pieces to make up the build. And flipping open the laptop, you can see that there is a printed tile for the keyboard, and then you have a stickered element showing off the computer screen. This isn't actually accurate at all to what is shown in the movie trailers, but it's close enough. Anyway, those can just, again, be easily fitted as storage in this little compartment right here. And you're not necessarily told to put the blaster in there, but I just put it there because it works. It fits there as weapon storage. Another unique new piece to this set is the cockpit piece. I like this piece, but it's also kind of a pain with the build because it works almost too well. Because you have to kind of find a good grip. I'd say normally if you grip right here, you'll be able to lift this up quite nicely, but if you lift it up anywhere else, it's going to be impossible. But anyway, you grip there, you flip it up, you can see that there is Buzz Lightyear right there, and behind him is Socks. So if we remove the figure that just sits in there, Socks can get a little loose from where you're supposed to put him. You're supposed to put him on those 1x2 pieces right there, kind of like so. But he can get a little untabbed from time to time, but that's fine. It's nice that you can fit Socks in there. We'll have a look at those 2 guys later. But anyway, there is some stickered elements, if you guys can kind of see right there. so they're kind of like a control panel on either side. I do love that LEGO went through the extra mile of included a joystick feature for the build, because that is accurate from what we see in the trailers for the movie. Even though the minifigure can't hold it, it's still a great detail. And we do have a printed triangle tile, which is for Ivan. It's nice that LEGO bothered to include that, because I think that's going to be a cute character or piece of equipment in the Lightyear movie. And yeah, that's just easily detachable, as it just sits on the jumper piece right there. That's pretty cool. Yeah, overall, great build. I also believe these are new pieces as well, although I can be mistaken. Anyway, one complaint I do have with the build, though, is you don't have landing gear. We have at least a shot or two shown in the trailer where the ship actually lands, and there's no landing gear. Yeah, you could put it on the ground like this, but it just doesn't feel right. I feel like if they could have incorporated a way to have landing gear flip out, that would have been even more of a bonus, but I'm being nitpicky at this point. Anyway, well put together build. Definitely really loving this. Definitely could see this being something used if you're a Star Wars collector. Anyway, enough rambling about this build. Let's have a look at the minifigures included in this set. Let's take a look at the first minifigure and pet. We have Socks on the left. He is not an exclusive cat minifigure, as he does come in the Zerg Battle set, but this is a nice inclusion for him to be in. He has a nice little unique print of a blue collar. I kind of wish his eyes would have been printed green rather than a just plain old black. It would have been a nice, more attention to detail, I figure, but it's kind of what I expected LEGO to do with the Socks in terms of turning him into a LEGO pet figure thing. So not at all disappointed by that. It's what I was expecting when I was waiting for images to be revealed. And on the right, we have Buzz in his orange flight suit, or the XL-15 flight suit. I don't necessarily think this figure is accurate, because if you look at the movie trailer images, as well as just like the other merchandise, like the action figures and the Funko Pop, the legs on the bottom half are white. All LEGO's done is put a little bit of white printing on the feet and then maybe the kneecaps. I think dual molded legs would have been the perfect call here, but of course LEGO cheaped out, unfortunately. He does have a helmet piece that was originally introduced with the LEGO City Space line, so it's a nice inclusion to get that, but it doesn't make sense to me because, again, in the trailer, he has more of a dome piece. His helmet was actually shown with his XL-1 flight suit, which this is not. So it's kind of a weird inclusion for them to do that, especially given the fact that the minifigure has some holes right here to fit a dome piece, I'm assuming, because there are other people who have shown that you can fit the old Toy Story Buzz Lightyear thing on here, but it doesn't fit well to me, in my opinion. Anyway, the head is actually an exclusive print, very similar to the purple one that was included in the Zerg Battle set, but there is some back minifigure head printing. You do also have the option to swap out the head if you don't want to have Buzz displayed like that. So if you wanted to display him with his alternate head, that's what that would look like, which is shown in the movie with him looking like that, so that's nice. One thing to note, though, is that this is a dark brown coloring. The one in the 4+ set is a light brown, so this is the same as the one in the Zerg set, but just something I thought that was worth mentioning. And this minifigure head is a double-sided facial expression, so that's pretty cool. If you remove the new for the Lightyear set's torso piece, that's an exclusive mold, which has a nice print, by the way, and some studs on the back. You can see more of that front torso print, which is very nice, as well as the back torso print. Another thing I'm thinking while I'm thinking about it is arm printing would have been something that works here as well, because again, action figures and what's shown in the movie, he has some logos on his arms. So again, missed opportunity with LEGO. What gives? So, yeah, I don't know. Not much to say about this minifigure, so let's have a look at the next two that are included in this set. So for the next two minifigures, you have on the left Darby Steele. Based on what we know from the trailers, she is like the demolitions expert for Team Lightyear. This figure looks okay. For example, her blaster is a little bit too chunky, which, again, I know it's supposed to be like a big cannon piece, but I don't know. It's a little bit difficult to position in the minifigure's hand, especially whenever you're trying to position it. This front end can snap off really easily. So I'm not necessarily a huge fan of that. You kind of have to be very careful when you're fiddling around with this. You do have a little sticker piece right there. Doesn't make sense to me why there isn't one on the other side. Kind of a weird design choice. But yeah, it's the new kind of stud shooter Lego is doing. So you just simply push down on here and it'll fire out a stud. But yeah, other complaints I have with the minifigure, if you look at the trailer and the action figures, the helmet is a dark green. So I don't know if this is just based off of concept images that Lego received when it was just this dark tan color, but I would have liked if they could have gone with some accurate form of this helmet rather than reusing it, because it's supposed to be dark green. Doesn't make sense to me. I like that it reuses Wrecker's armor in a dark green. It has some nice detailing on there, so that's nice. However, the legs and the torso are not exclusive, as every figure that is a Zap Trooper has this, but removing the helmet, you can see the facial expression, which is a dual facial expression. You do get the option of a hairpiece that you can swap out for if you just want to display the figure like so. So that's pretty cool. Right there. So you got a little bit of an angry expression. If you wanted to remove the armor to have a look at the non-exclusive torso and leg print, that is more or less what it looks like. And it's going to be the same on the next figure over here, Mo Morrison. Again, same nitpicks with the helmet and the torso print, with it not being consistent with the colors with the action figure and the movie. But besides that, his weapon is a harpoon, I'm assuming, just based on the fact that it uses a harpoon piece. And we're kind of hinted at that in the trailer. It looks well put together. I don't know if it's screen accurate. I just am assuming that it is. So, yeah, removing that helmet, you got a facial expression right there. It is not double-sided, unfortunately. Probably could have been, in my opinion, but kind of unfortunate that I didn't. And you also get the option as well to swap it out for a hairpiece. This is the same hairpiece that was used for T'Challa in the CMF Marvel line, so that's pretty cool. Definitely helps enhance the minifigure if you want to display it like that. I do like that the armor piece in the light sky bluish color. Looks really good. But yeah, not much else to say about these two minifigures. Let's have a look at what else is included in this set. So taking a look at the instructions, I just want to point out it's similar to the box art, but not quite the exact same. I love the look of the instructions. I hope they don't change it at all, you know, because this looks pretty cool. Anyway, you have the QR code if you want to build the set digitally, as it's advertised at the very front of the instructions when you open it up. But yeah, very interesting build, like I said, well put together, just overall impressive build techniques. But yeah, flipping all the way to the back, you get a little picture showing off all the entirety of its build. I also want to point out that there is a progress bar with Buzz. I love that Lego's doing that, and I hope they continue to do that. But yeah, no advertisements. Oh, sorry, yes, I'm wrong. There are advertisements for the other two Lightyear sets, so yeah, those are cool. And then you have a parts listing that continues on for 3 pages, and then you just have a win at the back. In terms of extra parts, this is what I got in my copy of the set. Overall, I love this set. Like, this is probably one of my top 3 favorite starships that I own. Again, it definitely feels like if you're a Star Wars collector, this would fit in well with your collection. Besides the inconsistencies with the minifigures compared to their on-screen appearance and their action figure appearances, and the lack of landing gear on the build, I think it's a pretty solid set. I definitely suggest you guys picking this up. Definitely feels like you're getting your value out of this with the unique parts and the minifigures you're getting. Just overall, an iconic set if you're a fan of the Toy Story franchise or of the Lightyear movie. Just overall, great build. Definitely has some great displayability options, and just great set overall. Highly recommended. Anyway, those are more or less my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, subscribe, even the bell notification if you want. It'd be very much appreciated. Check out the social media links in the description below. And yeah, again, thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you all in a future video. Till then, see you later.